Well, hello, Alejandro Tornato here, coming directly from Beaufort, Georgia. And it's great to be with all of you once again for our daily teaching. And I'm so before I start, I just want to share with you that here in Georgia, a couple of days ago on October 12th, on Columbus Day, Georgia started early voting. Early voting started here. And guess what? I am so thrilled and so happy because today I went and I took advantage of that early voting and I went and I casted my vote for this coming general election. And I don't know about you, but it feels so good to have already done my duty of casting my vote. And it just feels good. It was a little bit busy, but it took overall, it took maybe between 45 minutes to an hour maximum. But it was great. The line was moving, and everybody was in good spirits. And so I just wanted to quickly share that with you. So wherever you happen to be, if you already voted, or if you're going to do early voting, or even, if you're just going to wait for November 3rd, then I encourage you, just go and do your duty. Vote, because it's great, the feeling that you have when you have done something that you must do. It's one of our rights to vote, and so just take advantage. Just get out and do it. I had to wear a mask, so that's good, no problems. When you wear glasses and you wear a mask and you're breathing, all the glasses just fog. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes to see, but that's okay. That's okay, no problems. So now what I want to share with you today, it's about becoming more disciplined. Last evening, I had the opportunity of being interviewed by a colleague who is currently facilitating an event. It's called a 70 Hard event designed to toughen and transform your mind. As a matter of fact, you transform your whole body, but it's definitely targeted at toughen it and transforming your mind. There is a total of 12 people embarking in this 75-day journey. And you can actually, if you go to the website, the information regarding this 75 hard event, you can liken it to an Ironman for the brain. It is an Ironman for the brain. As a matter of fact, when I heard everything that they need to do during those 75 days on a daily basis, some of those tasks that need to be accomplished, I tell you, it's 2 or 3 Ironmans for the brain. But and the main topic of the interview, of the discussion that we had, was on commitment. And I shared my thoughts on commitment, and I also made some references to another element that happens to be very much connected to commitment, and that is discipline. As a matter of fact, there are three words that I shared that are very interrelated. The first one is commitment, the second is discipline, and the third is accountability. But today, today I will do a teaching now on how to become more disciplined in your life. How to be more disciplined. Now, let me ask you a question before we start. Do you struggle with discipline? How are you doing when it comes to the area of discipline? If you would have known me years ago, you would have thought of me as a totally undisciplined kind of guy. And I was an undisciplined kind of a person, without a doubt. Now, if you allow me, let me throw some questions to you. Do you take on mental and physical challenges just for the practice? Do you do that? Are you constantly seeking a way to stay in your comfort zone? Do you like spending time in your comfort zone as opposed to getting outside of that zone of coziness and comfort? Do you sometimes regret that you've been unable to get yourself to do what you know to be right? Now, do you believe that you do the very best that you can most of the time? How do you react under pressure? Do you keep your cool? or do you explode? Now, do the people on your team, I mean, if you are like a team captain, or if you have people under you, I mean, do those people on your team expect extra effort from you, or a sudden explosion from you when things just go wrong, or don't go as you would have expected them to go? You see, your answers to these questions will give insight into whether you are winning the battle for your discipline. Now, let me share with you three things to help you become a more disciplined team player. I mean, just an overall more disciplined human being. Number one, strengthen your work habits. Strengthen your work habits. Now, discipline means doing the right things at the right time and for the right reason. Review your priorities and follow through to see if you are on track. And do something necessary but unpleasant every day to keep yourself disciplined. Now, number two, take on a challenge. Take on a challenge. Now, to strengthen your mind and resolve, pick a task or a project that will put you in over your head. And doing that will require you to think sharply and act with discipline. Keep going and keep doing that, and you will find yourself capable of more than you have ever imagined. And number three, tame your tongue. Tame your tongue. If you sometimes get into that overreacting emotionally, a first step to improvement is to stop yourself from saying things you shouldn't. Sometimes the tongue acts more quickly than the brain has a chance to think about it. And so when the mind already thought about it, then the words were already out of your mouth. And that's a problem, because when they're out, you cannot get them back in. So the next time that you have a desire to lash out at someone, hold your tongue for 5 minutes and give yourself a chance to cool down and look at things more rationally. Do this frequently, and you will find yourself more disciplined in commanding your emotions. And that is an area that some people need a lot of discipline. Because there are some people who just let their emotions run wild, and they don't have that command over those emotions. And in order to do that, it requires of a discipline in the ways and in the things that you say and when you say them and how you say them. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to share with you in terms of how to become more disciplined. Now, do you think that you need? I think that everybody, even those who could evaluate themselves and say, well, I think that I'm doing pretty good when it comes to being disciplined. But even those people, there's always room for improvement. Now, if you are definitely struggling with discipline, or if you are like I used to be, a total undisciplined guy or girl, then implement these elements. I mean, ask yourself those questions to just find out whether you are. I mean, how do you react under pressure? I mean, do you keep your cool, or do you react? I mean, as soon as something happens, boom, there's a reaction. Well, that should tell you that there is a lack of discipline, that you can work on your discipline a bit more. And implement those 3 things: strengthening your work habits, taking on a challenge, and taming your tongue. Those are things that are going to help you in strengthening your discipline, in becoming a person who exercises and who can have a command, as opposed to being weak in the area of discipline. So strengthen that discipline, because it will definitely pay off big in a business, in any leadership position that you may occupy, or even if you are currently occupying that, it will help you with that. Okay, so thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure to connect and to share this content with you, and I truly hope that it will add value to your life, to your journey, to your job, to your career, because that is my desire to do for you. So there is my website if you want to contact me directly, alejandrojtornato.com. alejandrojtornato.com. You can also contact me on my No Limits Living Facebook page, my Conversations with Influencers Facebook group. I am on LinkedIn. And if you have not done so, please go and check my podcast, The Alejandro Tornato Show, available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other podcast platforms. So thank you so very much. And as I always remind you, to live every moment to the fullest. Be resilient, and also be kind, be passionate, be intentional. Grow on your discipline. And as I always say, that we were not designed with any kind of limitations in our lives. And so just live your life to the fullest of your potential and your ability, and make sure that you make every single day a limitless experience. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. And until the next time that we meet, be well.